All I've eaten is vegetables, because I can't even stomach to...
But you must be feeling dreadful.
Yeah.
Coming up in part 3, Louise hears the disturbing revelations of a former super skinny pop star.
Having an eating disorder is the most miserable existence.
And the true horrors of size 0 begin to hit home.
I think it's just showing me that it's just ridiculous. You've just got to have a healthy, normal lifestyle.
Louise Redknapp is beginning the second week of a 30-day extreme diet and exercise regime. She wants to explore the dangers of the super skinny trend and ultimately fit in a size 0 dress.
It just looks so incredibly small. I don't know. I try not to think about it too much, because I think if I place too much emphasis on actual weight loss, I don't think I'll get there. I think it's got to be about the journey and how hard it is, and how getting from A to B, you know, is proving to be very unglamorous, and everything that I wouldn't want my life to be.
She has got 3 weeks to go, but she is already seeing results.
So I've lost a whole inch off of the bust. In the first place you lose weight is where you don't want to. This isn't what I want in life. There's a reason. So therefore, I've got good people looking after me, overseeing the whole process. It's a month, it's an experiment. What is kind of really sad that other people, young girls or women at home, write this down and try and get there with no expert advice, and they do it for a long period of time, because I think it made them quite ill.
Ever more aware of how easy it is to fall into this trap, Louise accepts an invitation to visit Rhodes Farm, the first unit in the world dedicated to treating children with eating disorders.
Hello. Hi guys, you all alright?
Yeah.
Can I come in for a chat?
Yeah.
How old are you all?
I'm 15.
With the ways, this is not what I do.
16 next week.
The wrong kind of place to be thinking of you. It's the wrong time.
15.
Somebody new. It's a small.
You know, this whole size 0 thing is really in the press at the moment. What do you make of it?
I think it's sick. I think designers make the dresses for the models, and they're just like us. They're like, that's their job, therefore that's what they have to do and be that size. And they get pressured, and because they get pressured, we feel pressure when we look in magazines and that, and it's just, that's what keeps it going, that's what keeps the circle going around. If the designers made like dresses that were size 10 or size 12 or whatever the size is, then, you know, the models wouldn't feel as much pressure.
Girls, how bad has it actually got for you guys?
And I just remember every day being so depressed and just wanting to die. All I wanted to do was die or be someone else.
I always wanted to be someone else. Like, whenever my mum, like, said to me, you know, she was like, oh, Pippa, and I was like, just, you know, don't call me that, I don't want to be that person anymore. Because I just hated it, you know, getting up every morning, and I was just like, oh, well, here we go, another day, when all I've got to do is think about food.
It's to the point where, like, you won't even drink water or anything like that. Your parents are kind of like, oh, you know, you've just done loads of sport, have a glass of water, and it's like, no, I can't. And they're like, why? And you're like, because I don't want to, and then that's when it becomes kind of obvious.
You're that worried that water would put weight on you? Like, you must
I
feel
always had this
embarrassed.
thing with, like, toothpaste. I couldn't have toothpaste.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can it taste so good and not have any calories in it?
I hate to see young girls going through such a hard time, because you all deserve to be happy. Can you turn off now?
People sort of say, like, you're really selfish and choosing
Oh, really? I can't bear it. Look, you're all going through the problem and I'm the one crying. No, I just think that when you come and you talk to people that are actually going through it firsthand, you know, it's sad, and you're all at the prime of your life, and, you know, I wish I could just make it all better for you, but I can't. It's quite hard that there's a 12-year-old, you know, sitting there talking about things, and I think 12 is You know, I look at 12 as so young.
It's day 11, and Louise is starting to get irritable. Crash dieting starves the brain of nutrients and can cause irritability and depression. As Louise is finding, the constant feeling of hunger only makes the situation worse.
I am really hungry today. I've had like hardly anything all day today. Yeah, and I feel a bit kind of sick, to be honest, today. A bit peckish. What do you want for dinner, bub? Pasta? You have pasta all the time. You want pasta? Really difficult to prepare other people's food, because when you're hungry, there's nothing worse than not being able to eat the food you're preparing. Pardon? No more, 100% no more sweeties. Everything's just, oh God. Fucking hell. Winnie, shush. I actually just don't know how people do this. I don't know how people live on such small amounts of food and when you don't have to.
She's getting on with it okay, but as her energy levels are dropping. I'm starting to notice her, she's starting to become a little bit sharp, a bit snappier, because she's not happy that she's not eating enough, but she's very difficult to live with. But she's a strong character, and much as I'm trying to talk her out of it, she keeps wanting to do it.
I'm hoping Jamie's going to eat out tonight. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It's just one less bit of torture. Yeah, I'm struggling today a bit, actually.
That night, Louise admits she's more than struggling. She's becoming downright grumpy.
I'm really crappy with Jamie. I keep on shouting at Charlie, which I hate doing because he hasn't really done anything wrong. My patience is just a little bit short, and now even the dogs are starting to get screamed at, and they really don't do anything wrong. So, and no, I don't know if everyone's going to want to carry on living with me at this rate.
Size 0 is today's label, but the pressure to be thin has been accelerating for many years, as one celebrity knows all too well.
I'm just on my way to go and meet Mel C, which I'm actually really looking forward to, because I think she's somebody that can give me a real insight on what it's like to be really young and feel really pressured to be a certain size, you know, to be skinny.
If you want to be my lover, you have got to give. Taking it too easy.
Spice Girl Mel C suffered with an eating disorder during her years in the spotlight.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Okay.
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
How's
All
everything
right.
going?
Yes, not bad. Okay. Bit hungry.
I'm not surprised.
You were on loads of walls all over the world, and young girls wanted to be you and the other girls.
Yeah.
And little did they know you had a serious eating disorder.
I started to think, I have to be perfect, or I have to be the absolute best that I can be to be worthy of this crown. And then, you know, the eating, it just got more and more ridiculous, really, from, you know, not eating naughty things. I, you know, got to a point where I wouldn't eat carbohydrates. I got to a point where I wouldn't eat protein. And basically, for a few years, probably around the time when we did Spice World, the movie, I think I was living on, I didn't have any fat in my diet at all. It was steamed vegetables and, you know, fresh fruit.
Mel's illness then went into reverse, and the press were merciless.
And I think at my heaviest I was about a size 14. But, you know, they would have had people believe that I was obese.
And you can't win, you're either slightly too big or you're slightly too small.
But I think that's what needs to be stopped. I think the media have a lot of responsibility, and I think that role models have a lot of responsibility. And, you know, earlier you were saying about, you know, there were so many girls, had posters on the walls, and when I look back now, I actually feel really bad. Do you know what, Louise? I think having an eating disorder is the most miserable existence that you can have, because it's all you think about. You know, you're thinking about avoiding social situations where you have to eat with people, you know, so you have no social life. You become, I mean, I became almost reclusive.
How did you live?